It's time for the best segment in sports television. At least it used to be. Last night, a committee of impartial experts gorged themselves on Kansas City barbecue while watching the Royals game and fast-forwarding the Mariota and Kirk Cousins scenes of quarterback. Honestly, someone told me that when it was time to burn the midnight oil, a prominent physicist said, "I gotta run. Tomorrow I'm chaperoning my son's field trip to the Kansas City Kaleidoscope." It's an honor. It's a contractual obligation. Here's time for Nick's cheers.
All right, so I don't know who on the committee is leaking things to Kevin Wiles, but he's not wrong in this regard. Last night's committee meeting did go far, I don't even see the bags under my eyes, far deeper into the night than it typically does. And for just the second time in the 4-year history of the committee, we had a resignation.
Oh, that's who I knew there was some.
We have a spot open on the committee. The word soft coup was thrown around.
Soft coup.
But we're okay. We will explain as we reveal the tiers. Again, all 32 teams somewhere on there, not your, granddaddy's power rankings.
Okay.
Bottom row, Octobox. Let's be honest, the only way you're seeing these teams. Unless you're a diehard fan of one of them, it's just like, oh, is Scott Hansen, is that right by his head? Oh, there's the Cardinals. Next tier, must win week 2.
Love it.
Coach, you love this. These 4 teams, Chicago at Tampa, Indy at Houston, Washington at Denver hosting Washington, and the Giants at the Cardinals. Any of those 4 teams lose those 4 games, season over. Next group, it's true. It's just, whatever. Okay.
Come on.
Whatever.
Whatever.
That's wild Super Bowl.
If you took all of these teams' offenses together and put them on one team, you'd have like 5 interesting players.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever. It's fine. Vrabel coaches well. I know.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. Terry McLaurin. Derrick Henry. That's fun. But whatever. Next. Week 1 Mirage? Question mark? I want to believe in Tampa. A lot of people want to believe in the Saints. Our fearless producer, Hubs, has 16 tattoos that says he wants to believe in the Raiders. And the Rams just won a Super Bowl. But this is why these are not your great-grandfather's standings, tell you that much. They're 1-0, but it might be a mirage. Once again, the Jets are by themselves.
Why?
Now, you have to be the 85 Bears. You wanted to be before. Now, you literally have to be. You want to make the playoffs? You want to go on a run? All you need to do is recreate an 85 Bears defense that I looked up this morning, allowed 10 total points in the playoffs and 430 total yards in the playoffs.
10 whole points?
10 points by your Patriots.
Let's go.
So that's all you got to do. Just go be the 85 Bears. And by the way, if Brees Hall can turn into Walter Payton, that'll be helpful as well. Undefeated with questions.
Come on.
For the Lions, a legitimate question, does that offense travel? It didn't last year. It didn't in week 1. For the Ravens, legitimate question. I thought they signed Odell. That's my guy. I thought they signed him. I know they're paying him. I'm not sure. And is Lamar's passing game going to work? And they were the most injury-riddled team in week 1. For the Falcons, Desmond Ridder is just the yikes emoji, handing the ball to Bijan Robinson. Green Bay, I picked them. I like them. We need to see if that was more about them or about their competition. And the Browns, Deshaun Watson is skipping passes like a shortstop. We got to see. They're undefeated. We have questions. Extended preseason, and this is where one committee member who won't be named, Franklin, did not recognize that we are going to give after week 1 some institutional benefit of the doubt to teams either with great coaches, great quarterbacks, or a great recent history. Talking about dropping the Bengals to the 3rd to last tier. Talking about dropping the Steelers to the very bottom. I won't even tell you what he said about the Seahawks. So, yes, these teams all looked bad in week 1 except for the Chargers, who looked good until, of course, it mattered. But it's week 1. We're going to give them benefit of the doubt. Next, amazing animals and teams. The world's greatest aquatic, aeronautical, and land animal, and 3 of the best teams in football. The Dolphins, the Eagles, and the Jaguars. It's true. I don't know how it turned out, but it's true. Think about it. The Dolphins have the most exciting player in the sport. The Eagles, even though they didn't look great, again, we're going to give them some benefit of the doubt, and they were up 16-0. And the Jaguars won in a place they never win because Trevor Lawrence was phenomenal. And Calvin Ridley, oh boy.
He looks good.
Oh, he looks good. Brew, S-Bob, ×2.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. Cowboys and Niners. Niners have been banging on the door. The Cowboys, Brew says, have been Super Bowl or bust for years. Looks like the best team yet. And now the top of the tiers, who were being called the 90s Bulls, but let's keep it football and just make it simple. The 93 Cowboys. What happened in 1993? The Dallas Cowboys were trying to defend a title. One of their 3 best players held out. They lost that game when he held out. He then signed a contract, and coach, how did that season end? With them hoisting their 2nd straight Lombardi trophy. There is this week's tiers. Applications to be on the committee with your curriculum vitae attached. Sent to Kevin Wild's house, please. Coach, go ahead.
Look.
This is great. This is great.
I look at this, and I know you give the benefit of the doubt to the Steelers because they have a great coach, but I don't know why you're not giving the benefit of the doubt to the Patriots. I thought they had a great coach as well, and you have them in the spot that you have them in, and why wouldn't they at least be in the tier of uncertainty, or the undefeated with questions? They could easily.
They're not undefeated.
They could easily, but the with questions part. Every one of those teams has significant questions, and when you look at what New England did last week. Now, they lost to the best team in the NFC, and the Steelers lost to the 2nd best team and got blown out in the NFC in that game. But you don't want to move the Patriots up. So many encouraging things out of New England. Look at that. Mac Jones was encouraging. The offensive line situation was encouraging because of how much uncertainty there was with that. The running game is going to be significantly better, and their defense is going to put them into every single game, just like the Jets' defense is going to put them in every single game. They've got to at least be in the with questions group of teams because they have significant questions with every one of those teams.
Okay, listen, you make a good point about the Mike Tomlin versus Bill Belichick part of it. I think that is a fair point. The distinction that I would draw is I think the Steelers' offense, as terrible as it looked in Week 1, has the personnel to be more dangerous than the Patriots offense. The Patriots' big offseason, there's a reason. Hold on. They were throwing the ball to a rookie wide receiver in part because their big free agent acquisition, Juju, was not able to be on the field.
Well, Devontae Parker didn't play, but you've got Hunter Henry, you've got Mike Gesicki, so you've got the 2 tight ends set. They've got a rookie wide receiver that looks like he's going to fit nicely in that slot role. They've got a running back that's really good in Ramondre Stevenson. You know, Zeke can hopefully take some reps off.
Ramondre was a little worrisome in this game, but listen.
Look, I think Ramondre's a really good player. And then you add the defensive element to it and the coaching element to it, and they're going to be in a lot of games.
I will just lastly give the Patriots credit in this regard. Jalen Carter was a monster that entire game, and he did maybe wreck the running game to a degree. You make some decent points, but you were so down on the tiers as a whole, I can't give you any credit. Go ahead.
The Ravens' disrespect on this show is unbelievable.
Bro.
You got a unanimous MVP at quarterback. You talked about coach mentioned good coaches. John Harbaugh? Anybody? John Harbaugh? Anyone? I mean, the defense, I get it. They were playing C.J. Stroud and the Texans.
Do you get that part?
It's his first game ever.
Coach can tell us there are no easy games in the NFL.
Well, if there was, could you describe one?
Ask Jacksonville. No, what do you mean? Indianapolis should have been an easy game.
They won by double digits.
It wasn't as easy as Baltimore made it look. All right, and the Steelers, you should switch Baltimore and the Steelers. And even beyond that, the Seahawks, look, Geno Smith is who we thought he was, and you're letting him off the hook. All right? You are.
Why are you
letting him off the hook.
He hates Geno.
No, I don't hate Geno.
No, you do.
I just got how many years of experience of him being not a very good quarterback.
Well, he hasn't been playing for many years.
One good year.
Yeah, and he only had one bad year, and then a bunch of years not playing.
And they got hammered.
I don't want to talk about the Seahawks
They got hammered by a team that's not even on that
I don't want to talk about the Seahawks anymore. I want to talk about the Ravens. The Ravens are more interesting. First of all, their left tackle, Ronnie Stanley, hurt again. Their center is injured. J.K. Dobbins, you feel sick for him. He popped his Achilles. 2 members of the secondary are injured, and Mark Andrews didn't even play week 1. That's first of all the injuries piling up. Second of all, Brew, you picked the Steelers to go to or win this. Hold on. No, to go to or to win this.
The playoff. This year?
I'm sorry, the Ravens. Pardon me, I misspoke.
To get to the Super Bowl.
To get to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Because you believed Lamar, this new passing game would work. Early returns. Do you think it's working?
1 week.
Well,
1 week. It's going to take some growing pains.
I'm concerned about
when he's healthy. What percentage of their games do they win?
71%.
No, 74%.
74%.
It's probably 75 after Sunday.
Go ahead, Wilds.
I'll just be honest with you. I'm going to give you 3 facts. 2 of them are rock solid. One of them,
all the facts.
a little bit of dirty pool. It's still a fact,
Okay.
but it's dirty.
Okay.
Lions need to move up. They
Yes.
just do.
Where?
Great. They do.
Underneath, next to the Dolphins,
Okay.
a good win. Here's why. First of
They're a
all,
pretty good animal.
teams to beat Mahomes
That's true.
at Arrowhead last 3 years, including the playoffs. Josh Allen, we respect Josh Allen. Joe Burrow, we respect Joe Burrow. All we do is talk about Justin Herbert. He's never won a playoff game. There's golf. It's great company. Want to see some other great company?
fact.
That's a good one. That one's not dirty.
Nice.
The next one, threw for 253 yards with a touchdown. No interceptions. Here's the current
Another good one.
interception record. Rodgers at 402, Brady's at 399, Goff's at 359.
Heck of a list.
He's not making mistakes.
Great list.
And I know it's like, well, Mahomes had an interception, it's unlucky. Interceptions are a team sport. You got to throw it, I got to catch it. So it's not only a Goff stat, it's also a receiver stat. And finally, the last 11 games, the Lions are 9-2. What's the Chiefs' record in the last 11 games?
What is
I'll
it?
give you a hint.
9-2.
9-2. Except the Lions beat the Chiefs. So tie goes to the Lions. So do I think the Lions deserve to climb up the tiers if the teams had the same exact record, they played head-to-head in your home field, and the Lions won? Yeah. I think they deserve to be higher up and more respected.
Well, listen.
You
Well
should be
done,
on the
Wild.
committee.
Wilds,
Yes,
if
absolutely.
you would
Well
like
done.
to see the Lions ahead of the Chiefs, you know what to do.
Apply to be on the committee?
No. Walk down to your local Motel 6.
Yeah.
Go to the breakfast room and grab a copy of the USA Today that's going to have the power rankings right there. And what you're going to see is the 16 teams that won and then the 16 teams that lost and the margin of victory.
I know it's
you can
not
do that.
power
Or
rankings.
ask Chat-GPT if you'd like that as well.
I think that's like Threads. No one uses that
Okay,
anymore.
no problem.
Is
That's fine.
ChatGPT a thing?
Not at Threads.
No, no one likes Threads. No one likes Threads. dude.
Out of Threads.
I'm on Threads all the time.
No, you're not.
I'm
Nobody.
still paying for ChatGPT.
Threads, baby.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.